A weight of awe not easily to be borne, while suddenly upon my spirit cast, from the dread bosom of the unknown past, when first I saw the family forlorn. Speak thou whose massy strength and statue scorn, the power of years preeminent and placed, apart to overlook the circle vast. Speak, giant mother. Hello, my name is Jacob Toddson, and welcome back to the Wisdom of Odin. Today, I want to share with you Long Meg and her daughters. It's one of the largest and oldest stone circles in England, located in Cumbria. This Neolithic site is believed to date back to around 1500 BCE and consists of an ever-changing amount of stones. More on that later. The name Long Meg comes from the fact there is one large central stone of a different type of stone, too, that is overlooking all these smaller stones, simply being her daughters. Now, the stone circle itself measures around 100 meters across, making it one of the largest in the British Isles. Long Meg herself is made out of sandstone, while all the others are made from another local stone. The difference in material adds to the mystery, suggesting that Long Meg may have had unique significance or purpose compared to the other stones. Although it's unclear why this site was created, many archaeologists believe it served some kind of ceremonial or ritualistic purpose. In general, stone circles in the ancient times often acted as gathering points where communities could come together to honor the natural cycles. There are several stories and folklore around Long Meg and her daughters, but one of the most interesting is how the stones were actually made. So the story goes, the stones were a coven of witches who were turned to stone by a powerful Scottish wizard named none other than Michael Scott, or as he was also known, Michael Scott. The legend says that the witches were petrified in the middle of a ritual and they remained cursed and frozen for all of eternity.
And one of the legends behind this space is that no matter how many times you count it, you're always going to get a different number, at least if you count it twice in a row. And so I thought for this video, I would take you around and I want you to count along with me. So no cheating here, no pausing or anything like that. I'm going to take you all the way around and I want you to count each stone as we go around. And then at the very end, type what you think you counted at the very end and see how it matches with everyone else. So please no cheating. Even when I looked this up online, there was a lot of different answers, and there's different answers here on the sides, different answers on the website. So I'm curious to see what you find out. So let me take you around the circle and see how many stones you think you can count here at Long Meg. We'll start with number 1, so Meg herself. And then 1, 2, 3, and then let's begin. All right, so just for scale, because I'm sure I sped that up, it took me about 5 minutes to walk all the way around. So this is your time. Write down below in the comments what number you got, and then compare it to everyone else's. I'm very curious. And as I'm approaching Long Meg herself, I will tell you that I counted 71, which is different than most things I've said. And I totally lost count a couple of times. Like I look away and then I'm like, wait, did I already count that one?
Another tale suggests that Long Meg herself was once a powerful witch or priestess. Her separate position from the stone circle hints that she might have been the leader, directing rituals or ceremonies from outside the gathering. This positioning alongside her unique sandstone material adds to the mystique, making her appear to be both a part of the circle but also set apart from it. Some believe that Long Meg and her daughters may have been a calendar with the stones aligning to mark the solstices and equinoxes of the lunar cycle. When looking at the carvings within the sandstone pillar, it can be suggested that this might be the cycle of the moon. Now, in general, these kind of markings carved into stone circles are a little rare, and I've not seen them in too many different ancient sites, especially in one as prominent as this one. I've seen some things online that may suggest that Long Meg actually might align to the Celtic celebration of Samhain, but this is probably not correct, considering the fact that the people who built this were not Celtic in origin, or at least as far as we know. Although modern archaeologists continue to study Long Meg and her daughters, the site's true purpose remains elusive. The lack of burial remains or habitations evidence suggests that the site was primarily ceremonial. Whether it served as a place of seasonal gatherings, a calendar, or a spiritual center, it's clear the people who built Long Meg and her daughters saw it as a place of great significance. Now, Long Meg and her daughters is really big, but it's actually not the biggest in England. Avebury is another impressive site located in Wiltshire. It mirrors Long Meg's large size and open structure, however, Avebury is much bigger. So big you can't even see it from one singular position. I was able to visit it earlier this year, and both sites seem to have very interesting and similar connections. Now, the interesting thing about Avebury is it's located really close to the other and most famous site in all of England, which is Stonehenge. Now, what's most fascinating is the fact that these sites are located so far apart from one another, suggesting that the people of the ancient world were much more connected than we realize. And with more information coming out every single year about the long lengths of time and distance that these stones traveled in order to make them, especially when they're made of different stones altogether, suggests that the people of the ancient past were much more sophisticated than we give them credit for at times, especially when we consider the fact that these sites may have been used to study the movement of the stars and the cosmos. Today, Long Meg and her daughters continues to captivate visitors from all around the world. Its age, mystery, and powerful presence make it a place of pilgrimage for those interested in history and archaeology, but also spirituality. A lot of people report feeling spiritual energy within the circles and echoes of the rituals and gatherings that may have once took place here. The site has also inspired many modern traditions. During solstices and equinoxes, visitors often gather at Long Meg still to honor the changing of the seasons, just as the site's ancient creators might have as well. I really wanted to share Long Meg and her daughters with you on this channel. I know it's probably not going to get a lot of views. I know this video isn't going to be very long, but these sites are so fascinating and so cool. And I know as an American explorer coming to the UK for the first time, we can always hear about Stonehenge. You might hear about the Callanish stones because of Outlander, and you might hear about other sites such as Clava Cairns. But Long Meg and her daughters is one I've never heard of before, and it's so cool, so fascinating, and the energy here has been absolutely incredible.
Here, just at the very end, I just figured I'd share my perspective after going there because I know I wasn't able to record as much of like the voiceover there, just because I, was running around. So the actual feeling of Long Meg is something that's shared by a lot of people online. So when researching into it just before I got here, a lot of people say that they can feel like really magical energy there. And that's one of the reasons that the story of the witches is so prominent. That's the reason that there are still pagan offerings there currently now. And people still gather there on the solstices and the equinoxes, which I think it's an amazing spot for that because clearly, based on the size alone, it was designed for a ton of people coming together for some purpose. This one is considered ritualistic in nature just because of the alignment with the winter solstice. But very special spot. I've seen a lot of stone circles all around the world at this point. And this one does have a bit of specialness to it just because of the size. I mean, the third biggest one in the UK. That's just really cool. And I guess overall, did it have like a very spiritual presence to it? In my opinion, yes, it did. I think it was very peaceful. The person I'm traveling with right now also said that they felt very peaceful there. It felt very calm, very joyous. It just had good energy overall. And that could have been added by the sun, the beautiful day. But I think also the trees really add to that. So having the trees in the center, they weren't oak, they were, I can't quite tell the tree, but really cool. And they're so mature and so old. So having the trees there, having the beautiful views of the valley, I mean, seeing like, the sun in the distance here and the mountains all around, it's really gorgeous. So yeah, overall, really enjoying Long Meg. Definitely in the top 5 for me, favorite stone circles. And definitely for our spiritual presence, really good one. Like actually going there to perform ceremonies if you're able to connect spiritually for the solstices or the equinoxes. I think you're gonna love it. So yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long. I just wanted to share this amazing site with you. I hope you enjoyed it. I do have a few other videos I've made about ancient sites with no other purpose than to share them with you. So I hope you check those out as well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next video here at the Wisdom of Odin, sharing with you ancient sites, ancient beliefs all around the world and how they're still surviving today.